Picture, if you will, a single white male walking down the streets of Tacoma, Washington with an assault weapon in his hands, an AR-15. He's taking pop shots. And he
sounds like an info warrior.
He's throwing Molotov cocktails into cars, and he's trying to blow up a federal building. And it sounds like a wet dream for the CNN news team. But guess what? They didn't hardly even covered it.
Bum, 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 bum.
How come they wouldn't cover something like that? You would think.
Because he was, ding, 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 one of them.
Associated with Antifa. And the federal building that he tried to blow up was an ICE processing center. That's probably something they would like to happen. So no David Hogg, no celebrities crying on TV telling us that we shouldn't have our firearms. And it was just zip, crickets, crickets.
Yeah, it's the narrative.
So I want to show what happened when members of the squad were asked by Rebel Media, the only media out there with balls enough to approach these.
Still out there doing
women.
it too.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yep. So they went up and they approached the squad and asked them to condemn the terrorist attack by Antifa. Roll clip number 2. Check this out. I think we know their answer, don't we? Check it out.
Probably no answer.
Will you condemn Antifa for the attack in Washington? It's easy to condemn a terrorist attack. Will you condemn the Antifa attack in Washington over the weekend? It's easy to condemn terrorism. Will you condemn it?
I got a
Will you condemn Antifa for attacking an ICE facility? It's very simple.
Why would I do that?
Will you tell Americans not to attack violently ICE facilities?
Not even
just
on
say
camera.
no.
They can't do it.
Antifa firebombed a facility in Tacoma over the weekend. It's an ICE facility. Will you condemn them for that?
I'll applaud them.
It would be a very simple thing to say, and it would go a long way to tell Americans that you're not sympathetic to Antifa. Are you pleased? Should more people do it? It's easy to say no. They firebombed an American facility. Will you condemn them?
Excuse us, we have to get to the finish.
Excuse us, we're incredibly important.
Will you be condemning them?
To ourselves.
Do you feel like you have
Not
some
Americans, but
responsibility in the
ourselves.
attack with your rhetoric about concentration camps? Are you responsible? Do you feel ashamed?
All right, this is for Rebel Media.
Self-importance.
Rebel Media doing the job that the mainstream media is supposed to be doing, but they're too chicken shit. Sorry, guys, delay that. They're too chicken to do so. All right, it makes me so angry, but at the same time, I'm very encouraged. I love to see other independent media outlets doing the job that the mainstream media should be doing. Larry, what the hell, man? They can't condemn a terrorist attack by Antifa. What the hell's going on?
On American citizens.
They're obviously terrorist sympathizers.
Yep.
I mean, because as the good book says, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
Okay? So does lack of action. And the fact of the matter is, some people call Antifa. I call it Klantifa. Klan, Klantifa, because they use the same tactics that the Democrat Party has historically used to disenfranchise the American people, and particularly Black American people. Mm-hmm. So it's no surprise. They have no shame. They have no honor. They have no integrity. They will lie, and this is what we need to be prepared for and to expect.
They're the real fascist.
Yes.
And you said that. You said that from day one. They are the real fascists.
They're the real brown shirts.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, this is kind of right out of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. They basically blame you for the crimes they commit themselves. And so that's why they're calling us fascist.
I know you are, but what am I?
But it's a shame, though, in these colleges, these dumbasses at college and at these universities, they fall for this. And, Larry, I know you and I have talked about this before. It seemed like back in the 90s, 80s, 70s, you go back further in time, you talk to your average college student, anybody at a university, and they were just bright-eyed and they were just hunger for knowledge. And boy, I tell you what, you can have a long debate with them and just a real intellectual conversation. Now, what the heck? It is like the
don't get
Twilight Zone, man.
Don't get three old guys started on this generation. We'll be here all night.
You can't talk to them. It's amazing. I mean, times have changed, haven't they, my friend?
Unfortunately, times have changed in the negative rather than for the positive, except, of course, for the patriots and the huge awakening that's going on. But as we've talked many times before, Darrin, the fact of the matter is that these college students, not all of them, but significant amount, far too many, are in fact brainwashed. And I use that word guardedly and purposely. They are brainwashed. And so you can't they're ignorant as well. And of course, add in a dash of arrogance, and you've got liberals, you've got so-called progressives who are really regressives. That's who you've got all rolled into essentially the Democrat Party. So, yes, my brother, you and I have talked about it many times. I'm sure you and John have too. So, yes.
And it's not just the colleges. It's not just the colleges and universities. It's all the way, man. It's starting at grade school. It's starting at drag time story hour. So, I mean, they're hitting them young. They're hitting them young nowadays.
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. Clan Tifa.
And Larry Pinkney, he's been fighting this fight for a very long time. In fact, if you guys could find the B-roll of his FBI profile, I'd like to read just a little bit of that. Because, like I said, Larry's been doing this for a long time. And we went out and got his, through a Freedom of Information request, we got his FBI profile. And this is what makes Larry so dangerous, that they are saying that he is potentially dangerous due to his demonstrated ability to, listen to what I'm about to say, to unify black and white, right? This was during J. Edgar Hoover's FBI and COINTELPRO, and it was secret. Larry did not know about it until, I don't know what the hell, I think we talked when you first read it, you even thought it might have been J. Edgar Hoover himself. We got no proof of who wrote it. It definitely came from his office. Yeah. And then it goes on to say special attention is being given to neutralizing him. So this is a game that they've played for a long time, and to be honest, they've just perfected it now. And now the target is the big tech giants. It used to be the mainstream news media that was totally controlled by a handful of corporations. They totally dominated, and they controlled the narrative, especially on the left, right? Now, the internet gets introduced, and it's like the wild, wild west, and it's a wide awakening. Everybody's awake. That's how I woke up. I don't know if I would be awake right now if it wasn't for the internet, because we had all this knowledge at our fingertips. But naturally, the elite and the global elite, they got to shut it down.
But even before the internet, there were people like Larry, and there were people like John Lennon who were out there saying things. You know, we think of John Lennon as just some musician. Yeah. But if you actually live through it, he was out there every day in your life, and he was saying the same things we're saying here.
Yeah, he was dangerous because he was preaching about peace
and
military
and Hoover and Nixon
like that.
They had their eye on him just like they had their eye on Larry. Yeah, and they took John Lennon out.
Yeah, the peacemakers are dangerous, and the people that want to unify people of all color are the most.
This message is dangerous. Truth is dangerous, and it's getting more and more dangerous. It's like dynamite.
All right, Larry, we got to let you go. I will talk to you this weekend. I'll give you a call on Sunday. So take care. Hey, when we come back. This guy right here, Outlaw Morgan. If you haven't seen Outlaw Morgan, you're in for a treat.
Thank you, Larry.
All-American good old boy. See you later, Larry.
Take care.
Outlaw Morgan's next.
Hey, have you heard? InfoWars is getting banned across the internet. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. They're all censoring us. I need you to share these links to the videos and the websites and the stories at Infowars.com immediately. And remember, if you can hear my voice, you are the revolution.